Well, hello, and I am back after a long stay away from you guys. Sorry, work and duty calls. Just getting a lot of stories loaded up, and speaking on, I like everybody else is speaking on is Mrs. Cheyenne Bryant, who can't seem to get her credentials together or in order, as it seems. And unfortunately, it's the public's fault. Yeah, it is. Why? Because y'all invited her in, just like that movie. Yep. Y'all invited her right on in. Some of the podcasts and the top content creators that we watch on a daily basis, and some even life coaches. Y'all all invited her into the circle. So then, why are we so surprised that we are here at this point? Why? I mean, we let her in, we let her assume the position, and it took the real people with real credentials that don't always get the attention to speak up and bring light to this story. And that is truly why we are here, because the real therapists, the real clinicians, and the real doctors ahead of their names spoke up and let it be known that it wasn't what you thought it was. So while everybody was just standing there and trying to figure out what the hell is going on, and is she or isn't she, or does she or doesn't she, when it's plain as day, the woman literally admits that she was a doctor at one point in time. And people have been Googling so much on this lady that is crazy. So, a clinical psychologist specializes in diagnosing and treating complex mental, emotional, and behavioral disorders. In a therapeutic role, their primary job is to provide evidence-based psychotherapy, helping clients navigate everything from everyday life stressors to severe chronic mental health conditions. The key aspects of their day-to-day job in therapies include assessment and diagnosis. They use interviews, clinical observations, and formal psychological testing to understand a client's symptoms and make an accurate diagnosis. They design personalized, evidence-based treatment plans tailored to the specific needs of the individual, couples, or groups. They administer talk therapy utilizing proven methods like cognitive behavioral therapy, CBT, dialectical behavioral therapy, DBT, or psychodynamic therapy to help patients alter destructive thoughts, patterns, and overcome trauma, such as somebody like myself that has went through SA when she was younger. And time to time, I just feel like anybody that has been through anything like that, or, has experienced anything like that, should see a therapist at every point in your life development, because things happen that can trigger those episodes. And that is why I continue and am grateful for the therapist that I have. They continuously also track a client's progress, adjusting the therapy approach as needed to ensure the treatment remains effective, which she does not do. So it's like, what are we doing here? Professional. And then it says, as far as I asked about Dr. Cheyenne, and it says Dr. Cheyenne Bryant is a case centers on a public debate regarding the difference between licensed clinical practice and life coaching, which she did not specify at first, but you'll see a commercial in a minute. According to the controversial mental health professionals and coaches should adhere to several strict guidelines regarding credentials, transparency, and ethics to protect the public, which means that life coaches can't be out here doing some of the things that are strict guidelines, that regarding you should have the credentials to speak on certain things that you are talking on. Sometimes that can mean essay, that can mean a marriage, or having to do with serious situation that a a mental health professional can only, because they have the tools, they can only be able to operate in this area and should be able to speak in this area. Professionals must clearly distinguish between life coaching and licensed psychological treatment. A life coach cannot imply they are providing medical or psychological treatment. So some people would say that they listen to the psychological um capacity of an individual, which means you can't do that. You're just listening to agree or disagree is what you're doing. And any educational or license credentials must be accurately represented and variable. To diagnose and treat mental illness, providers must possess a valid active license for a recognized state board, such as the California Board of Behavioral Sciences. Operating outside of this framework means avoiding the regulatory and ethical standards required to protect vulnerable clients. So hearing her say that she no longer has her license, which means you can no longer speak in this field. If you were somebody that had a license, that means that you should be going to test again to renew your license if it has expired. So continuing ethical practice requires mental health professionals to ground their counsel in peer reviews, research, and evidence-based methodologies. Practitioners should avoid relying solely on personal opinions, which she so often neglects to adhere to, because she does this, as you will see, a lot in these videos, which can potentially mislead clients or cause harm. Professionals should recognize the boundaries of their scope of practice. Individuals experiencing severe clinical symptoms such as paranoia, bipolar symptoms, or idle ideation should be referred to a licensed clinical psychologist or a psychiatrist who can safely administer treatment and prescribe medication. And I wanted to be able to share that with you to make a strong view and statement about what their role is. It is very serious and it should not be taken lightly, and it should not be held in a disrespectful way, like their position means nothing, and like we don't depend on them to get us through our own daily living. And so she appeared on Basketball Wives, and I did not know this. I did not know this. And speaking on having an opinion of something and not acting ethically as somebody that is supposed to be a doctor, she confronts a situation not being professional at all, rather disrespectful, and focusing in on an individual instead of being professional like a doctor is supposed to be.
I hope y'all enjoyed the event.
Yes, it was amazing.
It was nice.
Don't call me out in front of your guest again.
Girl, I gotta come closer to you.
Yeah.
Girl.
Maybe something was going on and that's why I didn't stand up, but you weren't privy to that. But you also called me out in front of all your guests.
I did.
That's rude.
I did. So if you're at my event and I feel like there's something that's tasteless going on or classless, then I'm
that I
going to
do
call
is
it out.
classless or tasteless. So choose your words wisely.
So to me, if you're here and I'm
choose
saying
your words wisely,
and you don't stand,
you don't know the reason why I
okay,
didn't.
there's
Because I
another
wasn't the only one here that didn't stand up. Not even at this table. There were also other tables that didn't stand as well.
Okay. That's fine. Just know that I thought it was tasteless and classless.
I don't care what
So if you ladies would like to come have drinks after, you don't have to come. I'd love to have you
definitely
there.
going to come.
I'd love to have
I'm
you
definitely
there,
going to
and that's
come.
fine. But we're not going to do this here at this event.
Okay, well then don't do what you did again either.
Hello, we're not going to do this here.
Hello,
at this event.
what?
She needs to go. She needs to.
Real ratchet, real quick. I don't understand why Cheyenne called security. It wasn't that big of a deal for all of this.
Don't nobody put their hands on me. Don't even walk up on me because I don't even know y'all.
These people like touching on Miss Brooke Bailey, think that's her name, and they trying to literally provoke her, y'all. And this woman out of nowhere rips off her jacket, ready to fight. You know how you go somewhere and somebody has already put out the bad word on you that you're the troublemaker, but they actually are the trouble, and they starting to mess with you. And she provokes the situation by immediately going to kick her out of the building like she did something. All she did was address that you didn't have to like confront her in front of the people. It wasn't even that serious because there's a number of people in your at that event that did not stand up at all. And you getting mad at one person. That's her mama right there.
Have to be fighting 25 bitches and there's only 5 of us.
Bitch, your family live down the street.
You don't need your family. Let's go.
I'm pissed, and I just feel like Cheyenne is jealous of me.
What the hell? Why are you following us? I know, but you don't have to follow us. You're following.
So we're
You're
good.
following.
So I don't need you to talk to me.
You don't have
It says, I talked to you because you walked up on me.
Break down.
It is what it is.
It is what it is, right? Just because you look like a boy, bitch, you still a bitch. You're right.
It's going to turn bad because all my people are going to go in. She needs to go.
Yeah. That means.
It ain't going to be none of that. Like, ain't nobody knowing. Mom, you need to stop.
Stop.
No, I'm gonna make sure Brooke get in her car. Is your mom okay?
Yeah, she's
Are you
fine.
guys good?
I had to make sure they ran her up out of here.
I see all hell breaking loose. This is extreme karma for these women spewing all these lies. Look how they fall apart. They
But this a professional doctor.
need me.
You talking to classless and tasteless. All of that. All of that.
And that's that little small episode right there. I don't even watch Basketball Wives anymore, but I definitely want to put that little clip on display to show that even without you being a doctor, even if you're a life coach, you still have to carry yourself with some type of esteem, and you didn't. And this is your mother. Jackie just laughing because she stirred up the pot. But the whole while, all this mess going on. The whole while. So
what you about to say is a lie before you even say it.
I went to a school, Argos University, completed an entire program, went back online to get my official transcripts because I was applying to a law school many years ago to be a professor there. And I had to provide my transcripts, right, to get hired. And I went to contact the school and say, hey, I need my official transcripts. I need my entire thing. And there was no school.
You lied, right? Then you lied about lying, okay? Then you lied about lying about lying. Okay.
I was like, okay, I'm confused. I Google. It says this school has been shut down.
Stop lying!
I said, oh, well, they got to have records. I mean, they were accredited when I attended the school. They were accredited when I finished the program. I go and look, there is a third party that has the records. Where I contact the third party, that third party only holds records for 2 years.
Why the fuck you lying? Why you always lying? Oh my God, stop fucking lying.
My obedience is to God, not to people. And so as long as I'm in his will and I'm serving and I'm doing his, his word, my sheep will know my voice. Even the sheep in wolf clothing. That is not my battle.
But with the questions that are out there, why not provide the proof of your degree? Why not?
Well, a couple of things, right? I have multiple degrees, and my thing is that my proof isn't something that I have to prove to individuals. My proof is already within my credentials, my degrees, and also more than just my titles, it's in how effective I've been. All of my sessions have been live, for the most part. My sessions with Nick Cannon, Cam Newton, Shannon Sharp, B. Simone, they have all been for the world to see. Right? So no one knew who Dr. Bryant was prior to seeing all of my sessions that were live. And they deemed it, as well as I did before they did it, they can't validate me, I validated myself, they deemed it as my work being effective. I am effective at what I do. I'm educated and I'm successful in my lane, and I'll land on this, I created my own lane. And so a lot of times, Marissa, when people say that you created something that maybe they couldn't, admiration turns into envy. And you got to be okay. And you got to be okay with that
as an attack. But I think, and I've gotten this question from many viewers, and I owe it to them.
You do.
Service to
Absolutely.
Them. Why not drop doctor from your name if you cannot bring forth that doctoral degree?
So I've already covered this, right? And we're here obviously to talk about my new book. So I've earned the title. I have multiple degrees, and I'm not going to prove anything to anybody. And we're going to leave it just as that. Yeah.
Dr. Cheyenne Bryant.
Baby, Dr. Cheyenne Bryant.
And that's where, and you're standing by that.
Standing by it. Yeah, right. Because I earned it. Absolutely.
I feel like if you're changing lives and you're able to say, walk away from Dr. Cheyenne, like, damn, that really helped me out. Just because she put doctor in front of her, I mean, people do that all the time. You think she's the only one? No, she's the most famous one. There's a lot of people that I know that got the doctor. They ain't nowhere near got the credentials for that. So I'm just like, man, she created this lane. Once she's getting bigger and bigger. Now people are like really questioning it, like, oh, where is this? Your license for the people who like, listen, man. She has created something that is like positive. She's influential. And to some degree, she knows what she's talking about, because these people who go to school that become doctors in intellect and conversation to where you're psychotic at a certain level.
But
I get it. If I feel like if you're changing lives.
So is he saying that is okay? Because it's not okay.
Hi, I'm Cheyenne Bryant, a spiritual life coach. I hold credentials in the field of psychology. My purpose is to assist individuals and serve them so that they can get in contact with their emotions and begin their process of healing. I look forward to planting positive seeds in all individuals I come in contact with.
Now that's probably the most truth.
Because you both have what the Bible says marriage requires, discipline. To take a bath together.
Hey.
And have a conversation.
She gonna have y'all out here pregnant, and then you're gonna be fussing about more unwanted pregnancies.
No, I just gotta couch this. I gotta couch this. Don't take that bath until y'all get that ring on there.
Till you get that discipline too.
Yeah, dude. Yeah,
discipline.
Yeah.
And you would think with a preacher sitting there that he would think enough to even say that you're not worried about if they give in. They're in a bathtub naked, meaning there's no protection around, and they're toe to toe. Eventually, somebody's going to wind up in somebody's lap, and something's going to move where it shouldn't be moving. And that is not a way to test a relationship at all. And furthermore, that does not make the man respect you to be in the tub with him butt naked, and your test is to not have intimacy with him, but you're still in the tub butt naked. How does that make sense? So when the unwanted pregnancies start just from us, we're going to test this bathtub naked theory out and see how many babies were born from this theory and argue about it later.
You're going to make me lose my license. Listen, she's talking to married people. It's different, a heightened level. Thank you.
And let me say this.
Yes.
I'm also talking to
She's not talking to married people. She's talking to single people because married people are already being intimate. They already did something on the night of the honeymoon. So stop.
To unmarried people, because
Don't get in that bathtub.
If you
don't y'all
have,
get in that bathtub.
listen, if you
There you go. You invited her in. There it is. You invited her in. It's supposed to be such a joke, and this is not a joke. I mean, Jamal, you look like a fool because you're not even taking it serious, and this is serious. What if you in a tub with somebody, she second guesses the individual, and now you got an assault on your hands, besides having an unwanted pregnancy?
essence of discipline.
Yeah, no, they ain't got it.
But there are some men that do.
Yeah.
And let me go further. Because a
they
man
must teach Tai Chi.
Because you're supposed to save your chai tea,
yes,
which is really your sperm,
yes,
until you're doing something that's productive, fruitful, and
get
will multiply.
Get in the tub with a bathing suit on. Don't just get in there.
Let me say this, ladies and fellas. Let me say these, ladies and fellas. A man who could bathe with you and be disciplined enough to not touch you is a reassurance for you.
To me, to watch her be so dumb.
Like this. Do not love me like that. Literally and figuratively. Love me like this.
Man,
you got to love me up close.
Doc.
So is this how a professional life coach, doctor, whatever you want to call her, chameleon, talks, respects herself? She wants you to love her with your hand around her throat and not from your mental and emotional capacity. Yeah, another one.
Oh, demon time. See, this is what this dark do. This is what the dark do.
It didn't take long.
Love me up close. But I want you to finish your question, because healthy people know how to love.
Okay.
Healthy people don't have to love you at a distance.
Okay.
Because a distance means that I'm putting barriers in front of us.
Yes, yes.
So if I am not afraid of love, then why am I not loving all the way like this? Why am I not loving like this? Why am I not loving like this? Why is it that I'm putting
Why does his hand need to be around my throat or around someone's throat for it to be love? Girl, what are you endorsing DV? So now that's love. If he ain't loving you with his hand around your throat. Even if it's a man, that's not love if her hand is around your throat. And you start seeing darkness and light, and then next thing you know, you in a cloud and you seeing your great ancestors and you wondering what happened and how'd you get there. No, that's not love. We promoting DV straight up.
This dark do. This is what the dark do.
It didn't take long.
Love me up close. But I want you to finish your question, because healthy people know how to love.
Okay.
Healthy people don't have to love you at a distance.
Okay.
Because a distance means that I'm putting barriers in front of us.
Yes, yes.
So if I am not afraid of love, then why am I not loving all the way like this? Why?
Well, first of all, some people love at a distance because they're putting up boundaries and standards and requirements before we go closely intimate. Like, what are you talking about? You're not even specifying what these moves forward and backwards mean.
Why am I not loving like this? Why am I not loving like this? Why is it that I'm putting stipulations or barriers or limitations on how I love you? I was made from love. My parents loved the shit out of me. My mom still treats me like I'm 4. My dad still opened my door at the age.
Oh, we saw how your mama moved, child. She wild just like you. We see where you get it from. You definitely from the streets. Definitely from the streets.
Age of 38 when he would take me to dinner.
Right.
So I am a love bug. So I don't need you to love me from a distance, because you are starving me of the love that we could both be having if you didn't have issues with love. Because when you think of love, Shannon, you think of love as limitations.
No, it's limitless.
So then why is there a amount on how many calls or texts I can give or get from you a day? Why is it that, too much time is too much time to be spent if we really love and like each other?
Right.
How come I can't just miss you while I'm in your presence? How come I can't just have made love to you, laid up under you, and want to lean over and still smell you again? What is wrong with that?
Nothing.
How come I can't make love to you, been with you for 4 days straight, we done made love 4 or 5 times already, and then say, Daddy, I miss you?
Really?
That's not obsessive. That's healthy love.
That happened in today's time?
That's how I love shit. It's healthy love. And that's why I can't just be giving my loving to anybody because
you have that kind of personality.
I'm a gallon. There's people who are pints.
Okay.
Gallons have to be careful of pints, and pints have to be careful. No one's better. It's just different bandwidth.
Right.
My love is this. So if a pint pours everything they have into me, how much is left?
You still got room.
If I pour everything into them, system overload.
Whoa.
They cannot facilitate me. This is why I said we have to find conduciveness. We have to find people who are what? Bandwidth, capacity driven. We got to stop looking at this dude got a contract for $100 million so that contract could pay these bills. But then after you get these kids and you see that the trainer that you've been training with, who possibly can't pay all the bills, has the bandwidth. I'm not saying be with the trainer. What I'm saying is you got to find the in-between where it's conducive for you.
Okay.
Because people are too driven in things that don't sustain them. And then they end up making decisions that have them doing time because they didn't take their time. That's a problem.
Yeah, that means that you didn't take your time to think about the fact that your credentials are fake, and you didn't take the time to think that people would actually look into you and see that you're a fraud and a phony. And you should look at your own words. This did not age well for you, my dear. Moving on.
About your doctorate because people can't find your dissertation online. How are you responding to that in this new era of your life?
I'm going to clear it up once on here. I'm not doing it again. And I'm clearing it up for my doc squad, for my fan base, for my audience who deserve to hear me address it. For the folks who have already made up their mind to not like me or not understand me, listen, I don't give a fuck what your narrative is. I would like for you to recreate it, double down on it, and run that shit. Because I don't give a fuck about it. Now, to my doc squad, my fan base, my folks, my village, it's very simple. I went to a school, Argos University, completed an entire program. I went back online to get my official transcripts because I was applying to a law school many years ago to be a professor there. And I had to provide my transcripts, right, to get hired. And I went to contact the school and say, hey, I need my official transcripts. I need my entire thing. And there was no school. I was like, okay, I'm confused. I Google. It says this school's been shut down. I said, oh, well, they got to have records. I mean, they were accredited when I attended the school. They were accredited when I finished the program. I go, look, there is a third party that has the records. Where I contact the third party, that third party only holds records for 2 years.
You lying.
So that means that I had no access to records.
Look, we saw it, brother. There are people who ain't looking with that average eye. There are people who watching every word come out of your mouth, my mouth. I saw her squirm when you put the question on her about who 50 Cent was. She came at you like she came at you, but she wouldn't dare say that about 50 Cent because she hasn't exhausted that resource yet. That's the only reason she wouldn't say nothing about it. She went as far as to say, if he was on your show, then I would talk to him. Yeah, right. You're not going to exhaust the resource until you squeeze it out. After you get through squeezing it out, then you would talk crazy about him or anybody else. I saw it, bruh. I'm telling you, I hadn't seen the whole episode, but because it became something to talk about, I sat and watched it. I was like, okay. Then at the end, when you got her, because you reversed it, you asked her, well, is 50 Cent like that? She would not say a disparaging word about the brother because she a hustler. Dr. Alleged Bryant. She a hustler, dog. I'm just saying, man, people get mad at me. It happens. But in the long run, when people study what you say, they're going to be like, oh, they was right there. It's just trendy. For the trendy people, you ain't right.
Relationship with my baby mother, number one, baby mother, number two, or even with my situation that I'm with now. But what is to come from that is, I don't want my platform to be fake. That's
well,
shit.
Why would you call her a doctor, brother? I'm not saying your platform is fake at all. I'm just saying, when somebody say Dr. Bryant, it irks me. Where's her colleagues? Where's she a doctor at? Because I've done the research.
And it was what?
Him saying that her colleagues were needed in this situation, he's point on, because doctors are in a brotherhood and a sisterhood of their own. And one thing they will do for sure and for certain is they will speak up for each other when it comes to a license and credentials. And someone that has went to school with you will also verify, hey, I went to school with this individual, so I can verify without a shadow of a doubt this person attended this school at such and such time. And yeah, we've all had a problem with trying to get out, but I've been to college twice. And I know for certain that if I want my transcripts or if I want a copy of my certificate, you can go. I still have parchment on my computer so that if I ever lose my transcripts or my diploma or my certificates, I can always go on there and download it. Even for people needing their diplomas, there's a site called diplomas.com. You can even go there and get a high school diploma if you need one and get a copy. I think it might cost a small fee, but you can still get a copy. I think it's only $10, $15. So yeah, he's right.
I don't see doctor nowhere. If somebody is a doctor, they will be proud to show you, I'm a doctor. She can't do it. She just says it. This is a fantasy that woman is living. I mean, like, you don't see everybody to see you, Sister Bryant. We know it's a girl you call your bodyguard, but we know it's more to it than that. You know what I'm saying? I'm out here in the streets. So I can't say what this girl is that you call in your little security sometimes, but you know what I'm saying? There's people who know y'all and they talk. So, and all this doctor stuff, I mean, come on. Where is the proof that you're a doctor? Can you just do that online instead of all of the glamour videos with all the makeup on and everything? Show us you're a doctor and how you became a doctor and how you practice being a doctor. You're just doing internet talk like everybody else, except you wanted to put doctor on your name. Prove to me you're a doctor so I can eat crow and apologize. But don't come with that little nonsense online shit. That ain't gonna work on me. I know.
So yeah, I need the professionals to diagnose Cheyenne Bryant so we can know what we're looking at here. What kind of case study is this? I mean, I can already tell she's definitely a chameleon and has some type of self identifiable problem with herself. She's insecure about something when she had to prove or make believe in her head that she was a doctor, and then now she wants to switch it up now that she's taken the doctor down. But you were at one point claiming to be this thing. So you have to correct that. You know, you're not gonna show the credentials because you don't have them. We already know that. And just take accountability at this point. You made a mistake, and just say it'll never happen again. And just let the professionals know that you respect them in a professional setting, and you didn't mean to disrespect the profession, because truly that is what you are doing. You are disrespecting the profession. You're trying to downtrot it, just like you thought you was going to be like these other people, but at least they call themselves podcasters and they don't call themselves doctors. You thought you was going to be the next Derek Jackson or a lot of these other speakers I hear, but they aren't using doctors. And even some of them have to be careful about the way they speak, because it makes people have psychological oversights that they don't need to have. And even I have to be careful of what I listen to, even of what I say, but I never want to go far as to make it seem like I am trying to brainwash somebody into believing that I am more than what I am, other than a content creator and somebody that just likes to speak a good word and carry on. I am not a doctor. I work in the health field, so I draw blood for a living, and I still have my CNA license, so I don't want no problems. And I have my little general studies in arts and humanities. So I'm not trying to be in the middle of all this drama of calling myself something that I am not. And so, guys, that's gonna wrap up this video, and I will return with another one. And please, guys, please like and subscribe to the video, and I will be back with another one shortly. So before I go, I'd like to thank everybody for watching the videos. As usual, I appreciate it. And don't be afraid to comment. Let me know what you think about what is going on with this situation. Y'all feel like she let them in like the Sinners movie? Huh? She let them just walk right on up in there and just take over. And then people was believing it. You know, they were all promoting this. Some of them still are promoting. They were like, well, she had good points. Yeah. So did the vampire. He heard the music call to him and he came to the party. He had all the right words, right moves, right tones too, right? And people still messed it up, you know. So we have to be careful of what we allow into our spaces, because it's dangerous. It can be dangerous. You cannot let everyone come into your space and invade your mind and your space and then promote it as something that it is not. The person that we least expected to have to depend on, which is Corey Holcomb, got it right. He saw this a long ways coming. Hey, somebody that has been a chameleon or a liar knows a liar and a chameleon when they see him. And I ain't mad at him for it, because at least he tried to tell people. And because, like some people might say, so-called pretty privileged, but she used her Jezebel spirit as well. She was selling herself as well too on these shows. You could tell she was selling herself to the highest bidder. Okay, that's what I saw. She was trying to find her man so she can get rich, so she wouldn't even have to worry. But girl, if you're real serious about this field, why don't you just go to school? I'm pretty sure you have made enough money at this point to just pay for it and get it over with. If you really want to go into the field, be a doctor, but respect these psychologists and these therapists. And yeah, I just want to thank you guys. Okay, just like, subscribe, and comment. Okay, guys, and I will see you guys in the next one.